Hello, my creative friends. I'm Cheryl Dorsey, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today is Wednesday, February 23rd. And today I just wanted to share with you a card that I made recently with the new All Together collection, and I love the way it turned out, so I wanted to share it with you. So this is the card, and the inside, and I love this collection. So we're going to go through. I'm going to show you all the pieces and parts, and we're going to make a card together. Okay, so here we go. So if you haven't heard, this is a new collection, so it's not in the catalogs, and it's called All Together. And this collection has a stamp set. It has a new set of blends that we'll talk about in just a minute. It has dies that coordinate with the stamp set, and it has beautiful 6x6 designer series paper. So here's a little bit closer look at the stamp set, the dies. So the dies, there are a couple of dies here that coordinate with these stamps with the hands. There's also a little heart die, and then two dies with words. This one says "You matter," and then "Here for you." And the designer series paper and the blend. So I'm going to give you a closer look at those. So first, let's look at the designer series paper. So it is 6x6, and I love black and white paper. So let me show you. Now this one is fantastic. You could color this with your blends if you wanted to. This one with the leaves, again, that would be a really good candidate for coloring with some blends or some blending brushes. This would be so great. You could cut it in 4 pieces and use those to make cards. I love this one too. It's so sweet with the little pinky promise and the heart. Polka dots are always a favorite. More leaves. This one has tiny hearts. Can you see that? Can you make that out? So that one is precious. Stripes and like a plaid here. And the DSP is called All Together. Let's flip it over. That is wonderful. They're kind of irregular shaped polka dots. That's fun. This one with the broken lines, little squares made up of little tiny dots. The stripes. This one with the hearts. And then this with kind of a grid on it. Another nice pattern. That looks like tic-tac-toe. I bet we could come up with some cute cards with that. More polka dots. These with the little fan shape. And that almost looks like little flowers. So, great paper. So versatile. You could use that with so many projects. Okay, now let's take a look at the blends. So these blends are a little bit different. They do come in sets of 2, like you're used to, but it's not like a single color and light and dark. These blends, they're called tones, and they go from 1,000 all the way down to 100, I think. Let me see. Yes, okay. So this one is 1,000, 900, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 100. And so what I did, because sometimes it's a little hard to tell with the blends exactly what color they're going to be when they hit the cardstock. The plastic lids don't always show exactly what that's going to look like. And they aren't like the other blends that you're used to. They have a brush tip and a chisel tip. So let me just kind of move those out of the way. And so I just took a piece of cardstock and numbered it from 100 to 1,000, and then just used each one of the blends to color. So that way I can see what color it's really gonna look like once I use it on the cardstock. But this is really great. We haven't had many colors in our blends that we could use for different skin tones. So this is a fantastic addition. You will want to get these. You will want to get these. All right, let's take a look at the stamp set. So the stamp set is called Here Together, and it's got the Pinky Promise. It's also got the two hands making the heart shape, and I promise, love changes everything. Every act of kindness changes the world. We'll get through this together, and you matter to me. So some really nice sentiments in this set as well. All right, so how about if we make a card? So let me remind you what we were doing. All right, here it is. And I used the Pinky Promise stamp to do this one. So that's what we use tonight. I am using a piece of basic black cardstock. This is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So I'll go ahead and fold that over and burnish it with my bone folder. I love my bone folder because it makes a nice crisp fold so the card is not trying to fly open. Then I'm going to take a piece of white, basic white cardstock. I do need that, so let's bring that back. Okay. And we're going to stamp the hands with the Pinky Promise on here. So here's the stamp. These are our red cling stamps. I'm going to use my basic black ink. So let's get this inked up. And you know what, sometimes with these really larger stamps, it's kind of, I have small hands, so it's a little bit hard sometimes for me to hold this block and try to stamp with it. So I will just do the reverse. I'll just put the block down and then take my stamp pad and stamp on the image like that. That works better for me. All right, I'm gonna just kind of center this on here. And then we're gonna press down and hold for just a moment. And there are our hands. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, then we're gonna take this, it's just kind of an accent piece, and it's gonna go right on the top there. So this block's smaller so I can manage it a little bit better. Again, I'm just using my black Memento ink. And let me see if I can get over the top of this and get this in here. Yay, there it is. Okay. You know, I always like to stamp first if you watch my videos, because if I mess up, then I can fix it, and then I can just go on and relax and assemble my card. So that is the stamped image. Now, I didn't want to make you wait while I colored and colored and colored. So I went ahead and stamped the image on this piece and colored one of the hands. So I'm going to color this other one, and I think I'm going to, and I did this on the first hand. I actually used 2 of the blends and laid one over the other to make the color I wanted. So besides the colors you see here, you can blend them together and get even more colors. So that's one of the things that's so awesome about this set. Okay, so let me get to coloring here. When I first started stamping, I really enjoyed the stamping, and I did not realize that I would also have the opportunity to color. And I had not colored for years, probably since I was a child. And I loved it then. And you know, you grow up and you kind of forget about some things that you do when you're a child. And then when I saw these blends and I got some and I started coloring, I could not believe how much I loved it. Sometimes I like to just take an image and stamp it several times on a piece of cardstock and then just spend the afternoon coloring. I find it to be really, really relaxing. So I'm gonna use a slightly different color for the nails there. And you know what, I like it just that color, so I'm just gonna leave it that way. I'm not gonna layer another color on it. One of the things I wanted to tell you was I used the layering squares dies to cut out this piece of black cardstock and this white piece of cardstock. And the layering squares dies are retired. So if you don't already have those, no problem. Just cut out a square of white cardstock and just a plain square of black cardstock. Your card will still look beautiful. So let's see, we've got this and this. I'm gonna go ahead and put this together. So let me find my liquid glue here. And I'm gonna give you a little tip. You know, sometimes when we stamp something on a piece of cardstock, and if it doesn't look just exactly the way that we want it to look, we flip it over and stamp on the other side. No one ever knows, but I will tell you that if you're going to use the blends, that if you try to flip it over and stamp and use the blends will draw the black ink from your stamped image on the other side. So if you need to stamp again when you're going to color, you'll need another piece of cardstock. Not a big deal, but it'll save you the time of stamping again and trying to color. That just does not work out great. So there we go. Now, I want to put this little heart. Now this is one of the dies that comes in the die set. So adorable. So let's put just a little bit of glue on that and put it right here. All right, I'm just going to turn this over and kind of press everything down. There we are. Do you love this? I cannot get over how nice this is. What a great set to make cards and give to people that you love. Your friends, you can really customize it for any particular friend or relative. Okay, let's go back here. Back to our black cardstock. Oh, and by the way, I was going to, I was going to give you measurements on this. I believe that the white square is 2 5/8, and the black square would be 3 inches. Okay, so 2 5/8 by 2 5/8, and 3 inches by 3 inches. I will put all the measurements in the caption and in the description, so you can pick them up there if you don't get them right away. And I'm going to layer on this piece of real red cardstock. I love black and red together, it's so striking. And this one is 4 inches across and 5 1/4 inches long. So let's go ahead and put that on. Actually, we're not going to, I almost forgot. I need to stamp on here. I want to stamp a sentiment and do kind of a tone on tone here and put it just right down in the corner. I almost forgot that. Now, I haven't tried this with the red on red, so if we don't like the way it looks, we're gonna redo it with black, but let's just see. It worked well with the blue I used. So we're just gonna hold that on for a minute. And then, yeah, does it come across? Can you see? I can see it here, so hopefully you can see it. It says love changes everything. So I like that for sure. And I just got some water on there. Hopefully that will dry. All right. Okay, yeah, I think that's gonna dry just fine. I have a piece of the designer series paper. This one is 4 inches long by 1.5 inches wide. And I just want to adhere it on here. And I did it just a little bit higher than center. All right, so let's put it on. Which side should we use? I kind of like that side up, so I've done it both ways with different cards. Let's do it this way with this one. All right. There we go. Now, we're gonna put this on here. Yeah, we can do it. So again, I love my liquid glue. You can use any adhesive that you like. Tape adhesive or Stampin' seal. But I like the liquid glue because it allows me to move it around just a little bit if I don't get it exactly straight on here. So I can wiggle a little bit. So let's just press that down. Great so far. And you know what? Now I think I'm going to do the inside of the card. I haven't done that yet. I'm going to go back to my Real Red ink pad. And I'm just going to put a few of these little hearts on the inside. I love it when they have little stamps like this. They're so versatile. I know that I'll be using this heart over and over and over again on a lot of different projects. Okay. So let's put this on the inside. You know, today, I live in Southern California. And today, well, yesterday and today, it has been cold for us. Now, I know some people who are watching this are probably in much colder climates, but we are not really used to the cold here. And this afternoon, I looked outside and it was snowing, which is crazy for here. I mean, crazy. So, yeah, I had to take a video and send it to my friends. The ground was warm enough that it didn't stick, and it only snowed for maybe 15 or 20 minutes, but that was something else, not expected. Okay, now we can take this and adhere it as well, and I am going to use dimensionals for that. I love dimensionals. It'll pop up this little square a little bit from the surface of the card, adds a little bit of interest, and they are super easy to use. So let me pull the backing off of these. There we go. And let's just put this right here. And that's it. A pinky promise, a beautiful heart, love changes everything, and some hearts on the inside so you can write your wonderful sentiment to your friend. I love that card. It's just gorgeous. All right, let's go back and look at the one that I showed you in the beginning. This one I used Pacific Point. And then I had one other one where I used Bermuda Bay. So I think all of them look great. I like the bright colors against the black cardstock. And you can see I changed the way I was coloring each one just a little bit. But I love the way these turned out, and I can't wait to make more cards with these. All right, well, as I said at the beginning, today is February 23rd, and this is the year 2022. And so we are in the middle of Celebration right now. And actually, we're not in the middle. We're almost at the end. It ends on February 28th. So Celebration is when you can earn free products when you make a product purchase of at least $50. You can choose from designer series paper or stamp sets that you get for free. So if you're interested in Celebration, be sure and click my shopping link that's in the description. And I would love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell so that you'll always be notified when I post a new video. Well, I think that's all for this evening. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to point you to. I posted a video just a few days ago because this week you can order the February card kits to go from me. So I put together a kit that you can order. I will send it to you, or if you're local, you can pick it up, and you can make 6 cards out of that kit. So go back and look at the other videos on my channel. You'll find the video about card kits. All the details are there. And be sure and let me know right away in the next few days if you would like the February card kits to go. All right, I think that's it for today. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.